The air inside the Hammerstein ballroom crackled with a different kind of electricity. This wasn't the Met Gala, where fashion was the avant-garde protagonist. This was the DVF Awards, an evening dedicated to the quiet, relentless force of women who change the world. The scent of expensive perfume mingled with a palpable sense of purpose. All eyes, as they often were on Kim Kardashian as she glided into the room. But tonight, the usual chorus of camera clicks was followed by a wave of hushed, appreciative murmurs. She was a vision, but not of her typical Hollywood glamour. She wore a column gown of the deepest, most solemn black, a fabric that seemed to absorb the light rather than reflect it. It was a masterpiece of minimalist elegance from the DVF archives, a sleek, long-sleeved dress with a high neckline that framed her face like a velvet painting. There were no crystals, no daring cutouts, no train that required an entourage. The only flourish was a single, elegant cowl that draped softly over one shoulder, adding a touch of graceful fluidity to the severe silhouette. It was a dress that said, "Listen." As she took her seat, the weight of the night settled on her shoulders, a weight far heavier and more meaningful than any beaded gown she had ever worn. She was there to receive the DVF Inspiration Award, honoring her work in criminal justice reform. On her lapel, a discreet silver pin bore the initials of someone she'd helped free, a tiny, metallic whisper of a life changed. When her name was called, she rose with a quiet grace. The spotlight found her, glinting off the simple gold hoops in her ears, her only other jewelry. As she ascended the steps to the podium, the black gown seemed to transform. Under the lights, it wasn't just black, it was a void of intention, a canvas onto which the audience could project the stories she was about to tell. She placed her hands on the podium, took a deep breath, and looked out at the sea of faces. Diane von Furstenberg herself, beaming with pride, Oprah Winfrey, Gloria Steinem, and countless other pioneers and activists. "Thank you, Diane, for this incredible honor," she began, her voice softer, more measured than her reality TV cadence. "I have to be honest, standing here in this dress, Diane designed it to make a woman feel powerful and focused. And tonight, I've never needed to feel that more." She paused, her gaze sweeping the room. "Because this isn't about me. This is about the women who aren't in this room. The women who are sitting in prison cells for nonviolent offenses, who are separated from their children, who have been forgotten by the system. This dress feels like armor tonight. Armor to go back into the fight tomorrow." She spoke of late-night study sessions, of law books piled high on her kitchen counter, of the terrifying responsibility of holding someone's freedom in your hands. She spoke of the tears of a grandmother being reunited with her family, a moment she called, more beautiful than any diamond. "We are so often celebrated for what we look like, for what we wear," she said, her hand gently brushing the dark fabric of her dress. "And I am grateful for my platform. But true beauty isn't what you wear on the outside. It's the fire you have on the inside to make a difference. It's the strength to use your voice for those who have been silenced." As she finished, her voice thick with emotion, the ballroom erupted. It wasn't just applause, it was a thunderous, heartfelt ovation. She had not just been honored, she had truly inspired. Later, as photographers clamored for a shot, she stood alone for a moment, a stark, beautiful figure in her powerful black gown. The images that flashed across the world the next morning were iconic. They weren't pictures of a celebrity in a pretty dress. They were portraits of a humanitarian in her uniform, focused, formidable, and fiercely dedicated to the light she was trying to bring into the darkest of places. The caption, for once, wrote itself: Kim Kardashian, in DVF, at the DVF Awards. The dress was black, but her work is about bringing people into the